Hello. Welcome to today's lesson on persuasive speech. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to 1. Define persuasive speech. 2. Identify the qualities of a persuasive speech. 3. Mention the components of a persuasive speech. 4. Define the goals of a persuasive speech. 5. State the difference between persuasive and informative speaking. 6. State the types of persuasive speech, and 7. Write a persuasive speech on a given topic. Now let's look at the meaning of persuasive speech. Speaking to persuade is also called persuasive speech. A persuasive speech is a specific type of speech in which the speaker has a goal of convincing the audience to accept his or her point of view. The success of a persuasive speech is often measured by the audience's willingness to consider the speaker's argument. Persuasive speeches can come in many forms, such as sales pitches, debates, and legal proceedings. Components of a persuasive speech. Persuasive speeches may utilize the three modes of persuasion: ethos, pathos, and logos. Ethos is the credibility of the speaker based on the audience's perception as a credible source on the topic about which they are speaking. The logos are logical appeals in a speech or arguments that present a set of information and show why a conclusion must be rationally true. For example, arguments heard in court are logical arguments. Pathos, or emotional appeals, are appeals that seek to make the audience feel a certain way so that they will accept a conclusion. Negative political ads, for example, often incorporate emotional appeals by juxtaposing an opponent with a negative emotion such as fear. How to succeed in a persuasive speech. 1. Use an attention-grabbing device to begin a persuasive speech. If you can make your audience laugh, think about a personal experience, or tell an anecdote that produces emotion, they are more likely to listen to the content of your argument. 2. Keep your speech within 6 to 8 minutes to make the audience less likely to let their mind wander away from what you are saying. 3. Do your best to establish strong ethos with your audience, and combine pathos and logos to form the best possible argument. 4. Understand your audience's knowledge, personal experience, and proximity to a topic. This is called audience analysis. The effectiveness of a persuasive speech also depends on factors beyond the words of the speech. The willingness of the audience to accept a new view, the body language of the speaker, and the environment in which the speech is given all can affect the success of a speech. The goals of a persuasive speech. The goals of a persuasive speech are 3: convincing, actuation, and stimulation. Persuasive speeches can be designed to convince, incite action, or enhance belief by the audience. 1. Convincing speeches aim to get the audience to change their mind to accept the view put forth in the speech. For example, suppose you are giving a persuasive speech claiming that Coke is better than Pepsi. 2. Actuation speeches are designed to cause the audience to do something, to take some action. For example, at the end of presidential campaigns, candidates begin to focus on convincing their supporters to actually vote. 3. Stimulation speeches are designed to get an audience to believe more enthusiastically in a view. For example, religious services often utilize stimulation. Difference between informative and persuasive speeches. No. Variables. Informative speech. Persuasive speech. 1. Speaker's intention. To increase knowledge. To change minds or actions. 2. Purpose of the message. To define, describe, explain, compare. To shape, reinforce, or change the audience's response. 3. Effect on the audience. To know more than before or advance what is already known. To feel or think differently, to behave or act differently. 4. Audience's choice. To willingly learn new knowledge. To choose to change behavior. Types of persuasive speeches. There are 3 types of persuasive speeches: persuasive speeches of fact, persuasive speeches of value, and persuasive speeches of policy. 1. Persuasive speeches of fact. Speeches about question of fact, something is true, exists or does not exist, propose that the speaker's view is probably true. 2. Persuasive speeches of value. Here is where we argue something is right or wrong, moral or immoral, or better or worse than another thing. The appeals are made on value judgments. 3. Persuasive speeches of policy. Persuasive speeches on questions of policy advocate a change from the status quo, or the way things are today. Evaluation. Now answer the following questions. I. Define persuasive speech. E. Identify the qualities of a persuasive speech. E. Mention the components of a persuasive speech. IV. Define the goals of a persuasive speech. V. State the difference between persuasive and informative speaking. V. State the types of persuasive speech, and V. Write a persuasive speech on a given topic. If you have not joined my English class on Google Classroom, do so now using this class code EXTRA2 and gain full access to lots of rich lesson contents and exercises which will be graded and returned to you with feedback. Lessons are also available in slides and PDFs. Thanks for watching. Follow facebook.com/danigbo and Danigbo Academy.